The pretty blonde girls are all back. It looks like it's a multiple day retreat. I was on my Instagram yesterday, and I ended up like going through the stories of my friends, and my friend Sam had posted something where he said, arrogance gets you success, but humility gets you greatness. And that was in my mind this morning actually, because I thought that was just like such an incredible mindset. And as I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking to myself, like, that's probably the advice I would give to a lot of guys who want to build up some success and then greatness after that. Like, let's say the number is 10K a month, for example. It's arrogance, it is ego, big dick energy, cockiness that's going to get you to 10K a month. It's the kind of thoughts like, yeah, I'm better than everyone else and no one from my high school expected me, but I'm going to become so much more successful than them. That's the kind of thought that gets you to the first, like, let's say massive milestones of like business, or maybe it's the equivalent of like becoming a pro or something like that. But if you just stay there, like a lot of guys actually know this, and any guys who don't act on this, usually they're quite insecure, and they're the kind of guys who think like you should be humble all of your life, and not really. Like, it doesn't make sense to be humble when you are a bit of a loser and you're starting off as a beginner. Thank you. When you see the journey of all successful guys, they are all cocky, arrogant, everything when they're first starting off, because you have to be. To do something very difficult, to show up in front of other people, to put your life on the line, to put your identity or anything on the line. What's up, brother? You didn't even hear me. My friend walked in, he just looked at the girls instead of looking over here. Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make to you is the first big tier of success. Like, let's say it's the physique, or let's say it's like the first 5 fighting wins, like martial arts wins, or it's 5K a month, 10K a month. You have to be an arrogant motherfucker for that. You've got to have this huge level of self-belief, like, yeah, I'm better than people. I'm so much better than those people who are in the 9 to 5. I'd never work a 9 to 5. Oh, like, I'm going to become a UFC champion. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That is such an amazing, you might be confused because you're thinking, wait, that's a bad thing. Arrogance and ego and this big dick, cocky, narcissistic energy is amazing to take you from 0 to, like, let's say level 10. Bearing in mind that most people stay at like level 2 for most of their lives. I'd say the average person is like level 3 metaphorically in this. So level 3 would be the equivalent of making like $3,000 a month in like a 9 to 5 job, which is the average in UK. You get to level 10, which is much higher, so you've got like literally 3 to 5 times more success than most people. You're maybe doing better here, you're in better shape than everyone, and whatever, you know, area that you're caring about. But when you get to about here, you will get some more lagging results. You'll get to the equivalent of 15K, 20K. But this is where I've seen a lot of guys start plateauing. Anywhere from 10 to the equivalent of 10 to 50K a month. And these are big numbers that you're already thinking like, well, that's fine if I plateaued there. But sometimes the thing is, look, it's maintenance at any level is boring. You need to just remember that. If you're watching this video, you're the kind of guy who you're gonna work hard for the rest of your life. You need to just understand this. I hope that you've known this already. If not, it's gonna be a shock. You're never gonna retire. You're never just gonna maintain your fucking level. Trust me when I say, like, maintaining even at like this physique, for example, is boring as fuck unless if I do other things with it as well. So now I'm not maintaining in kickboxing, so of course that's fulfilling. But let's say I wasn't doing kickboxing or any other sport and I was just maintaining this physique. A lot of guys would be like, yeah, that'd be sick. I'd love to maintain that. No, it's boring as fuck. Whether you're maintaining at such a low level or a higher level, being like a goal-striving, testosterone-fueled man, it's boring as fuck. So you must understand that, right? It's the same, like, you've seen so many guys who say like they've retired when they're 60, 70 years old, and then they just die afterwards. Why do so many hard-working men retire when they're 60 and shortly pass away straight afterwards? Is it something special at the age 60? I don't think so. It's like you need a strive, like you need a goal, you need like this struggle to fight for that fuels you, that makes you feel like this is the reason why I'm alive. This is like such important work that I'm doing. So once you understand that, then you need to think, okay, well, if I'm gonna keep growing and not maintaining for the rest of my life, then 100 million net worth is actually on the table, or at the very least, let's say 10 to 25 million net worth is actually on the table. It's actually not unrealistic if you think about having like 50, 60, 70, 80 years to get to it from right now, especially with the high leverage businesses available. Getting to like the ultimate physique, and then, you know, muscle mass you might not want to push so much because of like weight and, you know, like your joints and everything. But then let's say you get to a point where you've got an awesome physique, looking awesome, jacked, sexy, and then you switch over to get elite level in cardio, in strength or whatever, so that, you know, your body's actually stronger and more versatile. What I'm saying is, you're never gonna actually ease this up. You're never gonna want to actually maintain in all areas of life. You're gonna start wanting to grow in maybe other areas, but there's always gonna be a pursuit for you. If that is now accepted by you, then you have to think to yourself, like, going from 0 to 1, if you're in that right now, so the equivalent of like, let's say, a few years of muscle mass, 5 to 10K a month online in a business, that kind of level, right? The kind of level that like you could realistically get to in a couple of years of trying, and, you know, realistically, because you haven't got the perfect mind for it to begin with or anything. Get there by using arrogance. Get there with speed. Get there with a bit of like ADHD, fast, take action. Because it's the non-ADHD guys who fucking suck going from 0 to 10. I'll speak to guys who are like, oh, I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel for like a year. And I'm like, holy shit, no offense, bro, but that's fuck me. And then like people like me who have got this like spazzy little brain who's like really fast, we'll think about something and do it on the same fucking day. We'll do it right away. So you want to act, whether you have it or not, you want to act like you've got ADHD, like your little skits, little spaz who's like fast as fuck. As soon as you get an idea for a business model, you try it. As soon as you think, oh, this product could sell, you try it. As soon as you think about this website, you try it. This business, you try it. This style of training, you try it. As soon as you desire the gym, you get into the gym on the same fucking day. Instead of acting like this slow, little lethargic, little weakling who's like, oh yeah, you know, New Year's. Oh yeah, you know, like, oh, I'll start on Monday, whatever. You should be thinking like, oh, I just got an idea that I should go try this exercise. That might be better. You go to the gym right after that to go try it. ADHD, speed, spazzing out a little bit, that's actually beneficial to go from 0 to like 10K a month. That will get you to take action, which is literally the only reason why someone hasn't gotten to 10K a month, is like they just haven't taken action for long enough, or they haven't improved their skills. And the same with skills as well. Leveling up your skills with the sort of ADHD speed mindset is way better, because you can just implement something right away instead of overthinking about the decision for like weeks or months. Here's the interesting part. So 90% of the guys who are watching this need to just listen to that advice. But if you're trying to prepare for the future, understand that you are going to hit the point where you've achieved success. You've got a nice physique, you've got a nice girlfriend, you've got a nice business, whatever. But to go from there to what we'll say is greatness, like maintaining like millions of dollars a year, even above that, profit, maintaining like the fucking getting to like a really high level physique, and then maybe getting super strong or like elite level cardio for your age group or something, or super flexible, injury resistance, you know, something like at first it's like, oh yeah, the guy's got a good physique. Then the next thing is like, oh, that guy's got a god tier physique. Like that guy's got one of the best physiques I've seen in my life, or that guy's got one of the best bodies in terms of like his strength, his versatility. He can fucking grab weight and fucking throw it around. That's like what we're saying is greatness. Success is, oh yeah, I'm an influencer who makes 10 to 25K a month. Congratulations, you're more successful than 99.99% of people. Okay, that's success. Greatness is like, oh yeah, I have 5, 10, 25 million in Bitcoin. I've got 2 properties around the world. Now, okay, you're more great and more successful than 99.99999% of humans who have ever existed before. Good morning, brother. I said good morning to you as you walked in, and you didn't even see me, but your eyes were just glued over to the women, bro. I was like, yeah, go on. Fair enough, bro. You need that. You need that, bro. Yeah. Do some push-ups. You've already done a workout. Already pumped up when you come in, bro. You got cologne on, bro. I was wondering what that nice smell was, bro. I was giving a piece of advice to the boys saying that, like, to start off anything, you want to be like really speedy and fast. You know how there'll be, like, you must have heard it, there'll be people who say like, oh, I want to start martial arts, and then they've been thinking about it for like 6 months or something. But it's the guy who's like, oh yeah, I might go give it a try, and he's there on the same day. That, like, the speed gets you the first bit of progress to the point that you're like really good. But what I found is, like, there's a certain level of your growth in all areas, like in business as well, where still being like a speedy guy is not so helpful because you start changing shit too much. You know what I mean? Like, you must have seen it as well, where there's a guy who's on a good path. He joined really quickly, it was awesome. But then he keeps like changing shit. He keeps changing the goal or the sport he's training for. He changes it back again or whatever. Like,
I've had that before, where like we would do the training camp, and then they have their fights, or something doesn't go their way in the fight, and then they're like, the whole mission changed, the whole like fight camp, where that wasn't really the problem.
Yeah. Or afterwards, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm really into weightlifting now. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go train this other sport now. Yeah. It's the mindset I've had is like, be really speedy, like ADHD, to start off and to get to a good level. Like I've been saying, in business, it'll be like 5 to 10K a month on an online business. Because there's so many guys who'll message me, like, oh, you know, I've been thinking about it and everything. And I'm like, you've been thinking about it for 2 years, bro? You'd be on 10K a month right now, the fuck? Like, you'd be a professional now, you know what I mean? But you'd be 50, 100,000 subscribers if you just started posting like shitty videos, you know. But it's scary for a lot of people because they're not used to posting shit, or they're not used to coming in looking like shit and not having good skills. Because in school, it's like, if you don't have good skills, it's terrible. It's like there's no redo or anything. Like,
you know, there's also like super like good athletes or guys that are like in their space are very good at something, but they're like, when it comes to a place where they got to be like ground zero, or like
oh yeah,
like bottom level again.
Yeah.
They come from, like they are.
Yeah.
There's like heaps of guys like that just sit around thinking about it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, just watch motivation videos.
Yeah, because it's safe, isn't it? It's like no one's seeing you stumble, no one's seeing you stutter on camera or whatever. I'm reading this book on grit, like the components of success, and it says it's the number one thing is like deliberate practice, where it's the number of hours that you've trained, but not just mindlessly, but with a bit of an intention, with immediate feedback, specifically on your weaknesses. So she compares like the pro athletes to like people who are just kind of good. And it's like the people who are good, they just go to the gym and they'll look good when they train. The pros, if you watch them train, it's sometimes a bit embarrassing. It's like they fuck up you must see this in your pro classes, right? The guy who's leveling up a lot, when he's practicing, doesn't actually look that impressive. Like in this fight, he does. But when they're practicing, you must see guys like try and, you know, do a new block or whatever and get slapped by the kick, which they weren't expecting. Like, because you're training a weakness, right? You're training something you're not actually good at. It's like in bodybuilding, it's like you can go and hit the exercise that you've got a high PR on, but then you're not seeing me hit like squats or some shit. You know, I've got skinny ass legs, you're not seeing me train that.
They'd be like, they could know that would be me like trying to shoot for rapid exchanges and just get smoked every time. But like,
yeah, but you're learning, you're trying that, right? If you just do your kickboxing thing and imagine like we're just trying to make you look good, it boosts your ego, especially today. It boosts your ego. Yeah. I think you know what? Fuck all this deliberate practice. Yo, James, just make me look good, bro. But you're not gonna learn from that. You know, the analogy I use is like most people you see who are driving like back home in cars, they've been driving for like 10, you know, like our parents, like 10 years, 20 years. You wouldn't really say anyone on the road is like an exceptional driver though, but they've all been driving for like 20 years. Because a lot of people say like, oh, just show up and you'll make progress. Maybe for the first like 1 month, like up until you get you pass your test. But after that, you're not actually making any more progress. Like as soon as I pass my driving test, I've just slowly started getting worse, bro. Just had a few like just reversed into shit, like. Because you got this coach next to you and he's like, oh yeah, remember this thing, okay, you know, high performance, really, really great, like clean performance, okay, watch out for that, oh yeah, mirrors, everything like that. You've got the accountability, you've got the intention. Good morning, brother. Yeah, bro. And then as soon as you don't have the coach, like, yeah, you're not practicing anymore. You're just going through the motions, right?
Isn't it my little brother? That's Cat.
Yeah, we spoke yesterday. He was saying that you were angry at him because of us. Morning, Jace. Double, spot, double, spot, spot. 1-3 low. Good. 1, spot, good. Double, spot, spot, good. Step up. Boom. Great kick. Jab, spot. 1-3 low, spot, spot. Boom. 1, double, spot, spot. Double, spot, spot. Good. Move. 3 low, hit off. Good. Step up there. Boom. Double jab, spot, spot. Good. Double jab. Bap, bap, good. 3 low, hit off. Good. Step up. Boom. 1, bap, good. Double, bap, bap, good. Double, bap, bap, good. 1-3 low, hit off. Good. Move. Good. Jab. Bap, step up. Good. 2-3 chop. Hard. Good. Don't jump into it. 1 step up. 1 step up. Pop it. Boom. Good. Good. Boom. Slide that back foot up. Boom. Yes, bro. Good. Jab. Boom. Good. Pop jab. Bap. Good. Better. Pop jab. Bap. Good. Again. Bap. Good. Again. Bap. 1 more. Bap. Double. Bap. Bap. Move. Double. Bap. Bap. Good. 3 low. Hit off. Good. 1. Bap. 1-3 low, hit off. Good, move. Double jab. Step up there. Ooh, great kick. Step up there. Ooh. 3 low, hit off. Good, double jab. Bap, bap, double jab. Bap, bap. 1-3 low, hit off. Move. Good, jab, touch, touch. Follow with that high. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Yes. Toe sweat. 1, bap, double, bap, bap, 3 low, hit off. Good. 1, bap, good, double, bap, bap, good. 3 low. Good. Double jab, bap, bap, double jab, bap, bap. Again. 3 low, hit off. Good. Jab, bap, double, double, chop low. Good. Hit off. Good. 1. Good. 1. Chop low, hit off. Good. 1. Good. Touch. Touch. Good. 1, 2, 3. Reload. Chop low. Good. Faster on that reload. Good. 1, 2 body. Chop low. Good. Right hand higher when you throw that body. Good. Step in more. Good. Again. Harder. Good. Make it 1. Make it 1. Good. Don't rush it though. Good. Better. Step in more on the 2. Step in more on the 2. Yes. Better. You feel that? That was better. Again. Good. And then angle round. Good. Good. So you do that to me all the time in sparring and then you backtrack. So get that angle, yeah? Turn around. Good. 1. But good. 1. But good. 1, 2. 1. 3 low, hit off. Good. Move. 3 low, hit off. Good. Jab. Double. Good. Double. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. 1. Good. 1. 1. 1, 3 low. Good. Move. 1. But good. Double. But good. Double. But good. Again. But 3 low. Hit off line. Good. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't show me you're tired. 1, 2 high 4. Jesus. Yeah, step into that left. Let's go, sharp.
Good. Again, sharp. Good. Sharp. Yep. Good. Sharp. Good. Really good, bro. Level's getting fucking very good, bro. Crack up as, bro. 1. Yeah, bro, you need another pair, bro. 1, slap, 1, slap, 1, 1, 3 low. Good, 1. Yes. Jab. 1, 3 low. Oh. 1. 1. Double. Oh, fuck. Boom. Yeah. Oh, great kick. 1. 1. Good. Sweaty cunt. 1. 1, 3 low. Good. Jab. Double. Knee. Oh. 1. Good. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. 1. Step up. 1. Back. 1, 2, 3 low. Double. Back. Back. Double. Back. Back. Good. 1. 1, 2. 1. Double jab. Jab. Chop low. Good. 1, 3. Chop low. Good. 1. Back. Knee. Ooh, good. 3 low. Good. Double jab. Back. Back. Move. 1. Good. 1 high 4. Back. Good. Face. 1, 2. 1. 3 low. Head off. Move. Double. Back. Back. 1. Back. Double. Double. 3 low. Head off. 1. Double jab. Good. Listen to the call. Listen to the call. 1. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. Move. Move. Move on the bike. On the bike. On the bike. Push. Boom. Push. Boom. Step in. Step in. Yeah. Get your range. Get your range. 3 low. Move. Push. Boom. Step in. Good. 3 low. Head off. Jab. Double. Move. 1, 2. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Double. Put the knee in. Boom. 3 low. Push. Hard. 1, 2. Good. Move. 3 low. Chop. Double. Double. Knee. Ooh. 3 low. Come on. 1. Yeah. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. 1, 2 trail high 4. Good. Push. Ooh. Ooh, move. Focus. 1. Move. Move round. Good. Get on your feet more. Get on your feet more. 1. 1 low. Good. Again. 1 low hard. Again. 1. Move. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. Jab. Double. Good. Step in. Step in again. Jab. Step in. 3 low. Head off. Double. 1, 2 high 4. 1. Good. 1. Double. Done. Good. Good. Moving. 1. Good. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. Jab. Good. Jab. Good. Double. Good. Double. 3 low. Head off. 1. Push. Good. 3 low. Good. 1. Double. 1, 2. 1. 3 low. Head off. Jab. Good. Double. Good. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Move. Move. 1. Step in. Good. Step in again. Yep. Good. 1. 1, 3. Head off. Double. Move. 1. 1, 2 high 4. Push. Knee. Good. 1. Good. 1. Move. 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 Hands up when you move though, yeah? Good. Don't let me push you onto the rope. Good. 3 low. Good. 1. Good. Angle off. Yes. See the difference? 1. 1. Double. Hard 1, 2. Good. 1. Good. Step in. Put the knee in. Move. 1. 1, 3. Head off. Good. Double jab. Good. 1, 2. 1. 3 low. Head off. Move. Jab. Double. 1, 2, 3 low. Move. Come on. Focus. Yeah. 3 low. Head off. Jab. Yes. 1. Knee. Jab. Move. Move. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. 1. 1, 2 high 4. Push. Come on, focus. 1. Double. Double. Good. 1, 3 low. Good. Jab. Step in. Good. 1. Put the knee. 3 low. Head off. 30 seconds. Push. 1, 2, 3. Right hand there. Knee. Good. Hook there. Hook there. Yep, knee there. Good. Hook there. 1, 2. Hook. Knee. 3 low. Yep. Yep. 1, 2 high 4. Yep. Push. Win the fight. Good. Hard push on that last one. Push. 1. Good. 1. Double. Good. 1. 1, 2, 3 low. Good. 3 low. Good. Good. Jab. Good. 1, 2.
That was pretty fucking awesome, to be honest. Performance was high as fuck. Recovery and sleep has been so good recently, and not by luck as well. Like, I've really put effort in to be the most consistent I've been in my sleep in my entire life. Like, I'm talking, I'm in bed within like a 5-minute window every night, like literally 7 or 8 nights in a row now. This is the most effort I've put into it, where I just have this super consistent routine where at 7 p.m. I turn the lights off and I light some candles. So the only light I've got in my room is candles. And I just kind of like wind down, and at 8:40 I have an alarm that goes off every single day, and as soon as that goes off I get up. I've already brushed my teeth by then, but I get up, I go blow the candles out, and I just do the last few things, like put on my mouth tape, earplugs, all that kind of stuff. And I'm in bed literally 8:43, 8:44, 8:43, like within like a maximum of like 2-3 minutes window, I'm in bed. And obviously sometimes I don't fall asleep for like 15 minutes, other times maybe I fall asleep in a few minutes. Like, there's some things you don't have total control over, but at least when you've got control over your own habits and your regularity, that's just been so consistent recently. So yeah, so weird. You know, I mentioned this, there's like this retreat with all these girls here. It's so weird. The girl who runs it is like, she's quite rude to me yesterday. It was so weird. Like, James introduced her to me. He was like, "Oh, this is Hamza." And I just asked her like a basic question. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is your retreat. Like, what kind of brand do you have? What like niche?" Or I forgot what I said. Like something like, "What's your brand like?" And she just like looked at me like I was like some fucking like idiot, like some like lower class person. You know, it's like one of those like white girls who have got like a lot of like fucking ego or something. And yeah, she just looked at me and with like weird like rude, disrespectful energy. She was like looking at me and she was like, what do you want about? And I was like, what? I said, like, what topic do you talk about in your content? And she went, I'm just me, like this weird like princess, fucking really weird. And yeah, it was so weird. And so when I went home, someone asked me about her, like a girl asked me about her, because they're from the same country. And when I said to this girl who I'm close to, when I said to her, like, yeah, she was rude to me, she went, yeah, to me too. Like, I saw her once, and she has this like personality where she thinks she's like higher class than everyone else. It's like, it's really fucking weird. And I was saying this to James, like, I don't know how many followers she has, but I was saying this to James, like, in our industry of like influencers, we get these people who, they get a few 100,000 followers on Instagram and they think they're like really hot shit. And they don't realize they're speaking to someone who's got like 5 or even 10 times their like follower count. Because like I said to you, it's like the first level comes from arrogance and ego and those kinds of things. But having a brand that perseveres over the long term, you have to switch over to like humility. And yeah, I mean, I've struggled with that switch as well, to be honest. I'm still going through it myself, because I find humility and being humble a pretty difficult thing coming from someone who naturally has quite a lot of like ego and arrogance. But it made me take a look at myself, like, no offense to her, but I thought like that personality is very, very distasteful. And it made me think like, yeah, like I bet other people feel that way about me when I'm arrogant and I'm cocky. Like when you're arrogant, but you're not successful, it's kind of, but like, you know, you're ambitious. It's kind of cool to see the guy who's the underdog, who says like, oh guys, I'm gonna get into the UFC, I'm training so hard. It's cool to see like the kid who's like 18 years old. He's living with his parents, he's got no money, but he's like, oh, you know, I'm working so hard, mark my words, I'm gonna be a millionaire next year. It's kind of inspiring to see someone like that. But when you still have that energy, when you're already successful, it's not attractive. Like, it's very, very distasteful, or at least I thought it was with this girl. And when I was driving home yesterday, I was like, yeah, is that how people see me then? Because that kind of character is, I think that's just the perfect word for it. It's very distasteful. Like, it's more attractive when someone is successful, but they don't need to put it into your face. You know what I mean? It's like the highest quality women, the kind of guy that I know that they want is, let's say, like one of the things is he's in shape, right? He's jacked, but they don't want him to show it off because you're a higher quality guy and you're more attractive if, let's say, you've got a physique but you're not showing it off all the time, like, you know, like in thirst traps on Instagram. In sports, okay, it's a little bit different. Like sometimes you're taking your shirt off, or like, you know, you don't wear a shirt when you fight and stuff. When you're this drenched, it's like it makes sense sometimes not to wear a shirt. Or maybe I'm just coping, but you get my point. Like, it's kind of more attractive when someone doesn't need to show it. If you meet someone and they're just kind of normal with you, whatever, and your friend comes up to you, you're like, bro, do you know who that is? He's got like 10 million followers. You're like, oh shit. Like, the fact that he didn't even tell me shows he's such a fucking G. Like, when I was in Bali for the first time in 2023, I met this guy who was like pretty like spiritual guy, wholesome as fuck. He was like, you know, the kind of guy who trains in the gym with no headphones or anything like that. And he came over to my place. I did like this barbecue where like 10, 15 people came over. And I had spoke to him loads, like we'd spoke about life, about this and this and this, but I'd never actually told him like how successful I was. Up until my cameraman who was there, like one of my best friends was there, he was like doing cameraman stuff for me, and my ex-girlfriend was there. And we ended up talking about my business, my brand. And when my cameraman said it kind of out loud of like how, you know, oh, bro, you've got fucking millions of followers, of course you're like this. This like spiritual guy looked at me, he was like, dude, like I didn't even realize, like, you know, we've been friends for like a week, you've not even mentioned that you were this successful. Like when I came into your place, like we were in a $10,000-$15,000 a month villa. I was so surprised, and like the fact that you've not even said anything is like, it makes me respect you even more. He was saying it as if it was like, the fact that you don't need to say it means you've ingrained it so much that it's more impressive. You know what I mean? Like when I first started making muscle, I would want to take my shirt off everywhere. I would want to take my shirt off even on like nights out, you know, in like clubs and stuff. I would take my shirt off randomly in the smoking area till like the bouncer, the security guard would tell me to put one back on. And these days it's like, you don't have to. I don't have to prove it to anyone else. I'm still shirtless a lot of the times, and maybe it's still ego, but it's just like, you know, when you're sweating like this much, it kind of makes sense to not wear a shirt a lot of the times, like when you're training or if you're getting sunlight when you're riding around in a tropical island and stuff. But yeah, it's just that word I want you to remember. It's like when you are new to a journey, having arrogance and cockiness and ego is actually beneficial, honestly. Like, as long as you keep a student mindset, as long as you still think to yourself, like, I've got so much to learn, but I'm gonna get so successful, I'm gonna retire my family, boys, I'm gonna build the best physique ever, my physique's gonna be better than this guy's, my physique's gonna be amazing, whatever. That's actually really beneficial. But when you get to a certain point where you already have it and you still are showing it off and you act like you're better than other people with it, it is distasteful. And the thing is, look, I don't agree with the narrative, like no one's better than anyone else. I don't agree with that. People are better than others. Like everyone is, the world is a PvP game, and in most areas of life, you are better or worse than other people. It's just a fact. That's what I personally believe. As a man, you can meet another man and you can literally tell if you are better than him at sport, at this, at getting women, at making money, at like your character in life. When people say this pussy, like, oh, no one's better than anyone else, that's such a fucking lie. But that being said, it's like you don't want to act like it, because when you act like it, it's so unattractive that it's like it makes you seem lower. The narcissistic, arrogant person who's already successful seems insecure. The narcissistic, arrogant person who's on the come up seems inspiring. So you need to figure out in every area of life which level you're at. If you're in those early levels, talk about the fucking ambition, talk about the future, use arrogance, hype yourself up. I'm gonna become so successful, I'm gonna retire my family, I'm gonna do this, boys. I'm like fucking cutthroat, this is just the start, this is amazing, I'm such a god tier, I'm this. Say all that to begin with, because you need that boost to get over the initial hump of like the sort of limiting beliefs that many of us have. But once you've already got a good level of success, like for example, if you've been going to the gym for a few years, at that point, if you still have that, that's when it gets kind of lame, and you want to be more the guy who like doesn't need to show it off, but when you accidentally show it off, people think it's even more inspiring. If you get what I mean. It's the same with like money and stuff like that. It's the same with everything. And I'll give you a practical example of this. My first day in this gym, or actually my first day in a lot of these gyms in Bali, I came in and I was actually doing jiu-jitsu first. I wasn't doing kickboxing. And when I'd go up and introduce myself to the coach, I would always tell them it's my first time, because it was. And I had maybe done like 10, 15 jiu-jitsu sessions before. There's like not a lot at all, right? Like 10 hours or something over years before. There's just random classes, okay? So when I tell people like, oh yeah, it's my first time doing jiu-jitsu, it's not really a lie. It's just because it's easier to explain. Like, oh yeah, I did 3 sessions like a year ago, and I did 4 sessions the year before that. You just tell them, yeah, it's my first time, because I've not trained in like a year, right? Now, it wasn't technically my first time. I had done about 10, 15 hours before over the last few years. So when I would tell a coach it's my first time, they would give me a little bit of extra intention, and they would kind of give me a bit more knowledge and time. And when I got something right, I remember it was in this different club, they taught me like some basic move in jiu-jitsu. And when I got it right first time, I heard the coach say like, hey, that's pretty good. And they like gave me extra positive feedback and extra like learn. You know, like the coach who sees a kid who gets it the first time, he kind of thinks, oh shit, we've got like a golden goose. We've got this guy who's actually pretty good to begin with. He might become competitive, you know what I mean? And it's the same I did here. Like I went to the jiu-jitsu class here, and I said to the guy, oh, it's my first time. He literally followed me the entire class, giving me tips. Put your ankle like this, do this, put your hand on here. No, put your hand right here. And when I got something right, he was like, oh yeah, sweet, bro, you're pretty good for your like first time as a beginner or something. And so it's like, I'm not, you know, it's slightly a lie, because again, I did do like 10 sessions in my life before this, but nothing in the last like 1 year, for example. But by being humble and coming in and saying that I knew nothing and I was a beginner, I got more feedback from the coach, I got more feedback from the people I was training, and I got more positive reinforcement in the sense of like, oh, hey, you're pretty good, you're getting this pretty fast, which of course makes you feel better, so you get more fast as well. Imagine if I came in and I was like, yeah, I've done some before, yeah, I'm not really a beginner anymore, yeah, I'm pretty good at this, yeah, I get it quite naturally fast. They then want to challenge you, and when they see that actually you're not that good because you're still a complete beginner, they'd be like, yeah, asshole. You get what I mean? Like if you were a teacher and you had some cocky student who said he was amazing, who said he was like already amazing at it, but he got a question wrong, you would be thinking in your mind like, yeah, take that asshole, right? But when you get like this wholesome, humble kid who comes in and he's like, oh, well, I'm really trying to get better at maths. I'm not so good right now, but I really want to get better. And when you say, what's 5 times 7? And he says, 35. You're like, oh, that's right. Like, oh, congratulations. Like, yeah, see, you are pretty good at maths. And the kid's like boosting up a little bit, and you want to give him more praise because of the fact that he was actually more humble with it. So it's just a lesson, man. It's like, because this is a lesson for me, because I'm not usually like a humble kind of guy, and I probably still won't be. You'll still see me talking arrogantly sometimes, but I definitely want to transition into way more humility than I've usually had, because I find arrogance super easy, and this is a slight point. I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. In terms of dating, and especially in terms of fucking, arrogance, narcissism, those kinds of traits are some of the most important traits by far. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to be politically correct. The truth is, it is just an unfortunate fact that like, if you want women to see you as like a sexually attractive guy, you have to be arrogant and stuff like that. Like if you want them to see you as a husband, no, not as much. But if you want to be like the more chattel type of guy, it is unfortunate that women are actually just genetically more attracted to the guy who is arrogant and narcissistic. Because now you have to figure out like the balance between like wanting to be more of a husband quality guy, but still wanting your wife to you know, like find you sexually attractive. Because if you're just overly humble next to a girl, she thinks you're an attractive stand-up gentleman, but she's not getting the same like tingles. Like she's not getting like excuse me the vulgarity. She's not getting as wet for the guy who's acting like really humble and soft and, oh yeah, you know, I'm not amazing at this, but I want to get better. Girls will say they hate arrogant guys. You can never listen to a woman when they say these things. But the truth is, it absolutely is a brutal truth. And any of my boys who are watching this who like have had experiences will tell you it's 100% true. The girls who are with the guys who are like arrogant and narcissistic and egotistical, that's the guy who's fucking a lot. That's the guy who like girls will want to fuck, compared to more of the cute boyfriend, husband kind of vibe. So it's just an unfortunate fact, because even when you are going for like more husband, non-degenerate, you still want to have your girl like lusting over you. You still want to have your girl like literally thinking that you are like some sex god. And it's not going to come from your sort of humble humility kind of thing. She's going to think you're a man of good character when you do that. But if you want that kind of energy from a girl, if you want that sexual, raw, primal, animalistic attraction, it's going to be more like some of these like bad traits. So this is where it's tricky, because if you felt this in your life, it's hard now to think, okay, like, arrogance and egotistical is bad because it's distasteful and it's probably not going to help you in your journey past a certain point. But also, it makes you more sexually attractive to the women that you want to be with. But also, it kind of turns off more of the wife quality girls. But also, if you're just humble and have humility, the wife quality girl might still think you're a stand-up guy, but she won't get as like sexually turned on as you. As always, never listen to a woman in this scenario, because she'll say, no, my husband's so humble and I want to sleep with him all the time. She'll always say that, but I'm telling you, just you listen to the fisherman, not the fish, right? That's like the condescending phrase. Just listen to like the guys who have actually had experience. It is just a brutal reality. So I don't know where I stand in this, like if I should be more humble, more whatever. The one thing I do know is that more humbleness in certain areas of life, I absolutely want to get into. Like if I was more humble in business and in my sort of financial life, I probably wouldn't have fallen off as hard as I did last year, because I had this level of arrogance of like, oh yeah, you know, I'm amazing, I'm this world-class entrepreneur, I'm this. Because if I had more humbleness, I would have like actually second-guessed some of the shitty decisions that I made and actually asked myself like, yeah, why are you making this decision? Why are you making that decision? What would this guy do and whatever? So yeah, we'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments as well, because like I said, I'm not 100% on this mindset. Don't try and fucking bully me and be like, oh, Hamza, you're wrong because, you know, like, oh, Hamza's always like this. Like I'm learning as we go along as well, motherfucker. Some people think that when I talk about things online, I'm like saying it with like pure conviction. I think I just make people quite insecure. Like I make like the viewers quite insecure sometimes, like guys who have got small penises, because the way I talk just makes people quite intimidated. When I like this, the last 10 minutes, anyone who's got like a dick bigger than 2 inches would tell you like, oh yeah, that wasn't like an arrogant conversation. Hamza was just saying what his experience was and he's trying to figure out himself. But some people would have watched the last 10 minutes and be like, oh, this guy's so arrogant. And you'd be watching it like, how? Like, why have I made you so insecure? You know what I mean, right? Because if you've got like, literally, if you're not insecure, you watch the last 10 minutes and your perception of it would have been, okay, Hamza is a young man who's going through his life and he's trying to battle between knowing that like humbleness and the student mindset is good for certain areas of life, but it might not be good for other areas. And his sort of view of the sexual attraction with women is kind of right, but maybe kind of wrong because of this other thing. You're thinking like, oh yeah, fair enough. But there'll be some people who are watching. I just find this so interesting. There'll be some people who are watching who would have watched the same last 10 minutes as you, and they'd be like, oh, this guy's so arrogant, this guy's so narcissistic, he thinks that all women are like this. They extrapolate because they feel really insecure by like, I don't know what it is, bro. I make quite a lot of people feel insecure. As a side point, I know I'm just like yapping, but as a side point, especially people from the LGBT community, I've noticed that like none of them are ever fucking nice to me. None, bro. No person who's like overly gay or LGBT or any of that stuff. Every single time I walk past one of those people, bro, they always, I can tell they fucking hate me. And I'm like, the thing is like, I don't say anything. I'm a respectful guy in person, genuinely. I don't look at people in a weird way. I don't do anything like that. But it's like they automatically like get insecure when they see like, you know, like a patriarchal looking guy, because I'm brown, they think I'm maybe Muslim or something. I'm pretty jacked and stuff, so I'm like the image of the type of person who they would be like rivaling against. And every single time I walk past like an overly gay, trans, whatever type of person, they're always so rude and disrespectful to me. They've always got some weird fucking cocky, arrogant attitude. It's interesting because like they talk a lot about non-judgment and you know, accepting others. I've never felt accepted by, or like, you know, like welcomed, or at least like a normal fucking civilian, or just at least fucking like pleasant experience with anyone from that group of people. I've had them always rude, distasteful, aggressive, condescending, looking at me weird, staring at me. Like sometimes they'll yap up and they'll try and get like sassy and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what did I even do to you? I genuinely, I'll tell you the truth. If I, you know me, I would have told you, oh yeah, this guy, look, he was being a prick and I said this to him or something. Genuinely never, bro. I've been banned from this gym back at home. This gym which is ran by like this like lesbian woman or like LGBT or something like that, and I was nothing but respectful. I genuinely will give you this as a promise. I was nothing but respectful. She even posted me on her Instagram like a video of me and this woman doing this like running challenge, and you see me like open the door for the woman and everything. Like she posted that, right, like as if I'm showing like this display of character. And I get this email from this gym, this woman saying like, oh Hamza, we've suspended your account with us and you can't do any more sessions with us because you are like a toxic misogynist, masculinity perpetrator, misogyny, this type of of shit. I was like, what the fuck? Like, she's seen nothing like that. Obviously, she saw my YouTube channel. The video that she referred to was my full guide on willpower, which was basically like how to have more willpower as a guy and resist bad addictions like porn and video games. She saw that and instantly thought, oh, this is like some toxic misogynist masculinity type of guy. And she judged me in a way that she is, those kinds of people are so loud about everyone else judging them. So I know that's a side point, but I often just like to fucking tell that story because it's like the people who act like they are victims are usually not the victims. They're honestly, like a lot of the time, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of the times the people who act like victims honestly usually deserve what's happening to them. I'm just going to be honest. It's like they're usually like the people who are like the victimized groups of society. They usually like are doing something to deserve it. Just bear that in mind. They're usually not nice. They're usually sort of manifesting it into existence by the way that they think that everyone else is against them. Whereas I've start everyone on a clean blank slate. Black, white, gay, lesbian. I don't really give a shit. Everyone is on a blank slate to me. And it's only when someone is a bit rude towards me that's when I think, oh yeah, fuck you. And if someone is like that over and over again, people of a certain group, that's when a stereotype begins to form. And for me, it's like I don't have many stereotypes. I've not consistently been able to see like, oh, white people are like this, black guys are like this. I've not been consistently able to see that. The one group of people I've been consistently able to sort of say in my mind who are like rude and distasteful, it is those people. It is like the LGBT kind of people. That never, and I'm not even trying to be like offensive. That's the thing. I might even get fucking cancelled for this. I'm not even saying anything bad. They've just never been polite to me, ever, bro. I'm not talking about like some normal like gay guy or anything, because I've had some gay guys be nice to me and stuff, but I'm talking about like what I'd say is overly gay, overly trans, and they're just like always rude, distasteful. I don't give a fuck about their views. I'm not here to judge someone. I'm not like, I don't give a shit, right? I judge the guys who are just being lazy. Like, that doesn't matter your sexuality. I'm just here to like help guys improve their lives. But when I just get, I don't know if I'm gonna get cancelled for this shit, because I'm not even said anything bad, but it's just the fucking truth, bro. It's like, it's just really distasteful character, really rude, really impolite towards me. And I just think it's because I look and sound like the type of guy who makes quite a few sort of left-wing, metaphorically small dick people insecure. I make a lot of people feel insecure, because when you hear a guy speak with a bit of conviction, when you see a guy like me who's built like masculine, and he's got like muscle and stuff like that, and I've got good levels of confidence, it makes a lot of people feel insecure, because they think, oh, this guy's so full of himself, oh, this guy's this. I genuinely think I have a healthy level of like self-esteem. Like, I respect myself and like myself to a healthy level. It's not nothing crazy. I don't think I'm perfect. I still have so much to improve on. Basically every fucking day I record a video saying like, oh man, still got to improve in this thing. Oh man, still got to improve this. Still got to improve this. You've never seen me once, like, literally think about it. Have you ever heard me say I'm perfect and I have nothing else to improve on? Have you ever? I've recorded 1,000 videos. You have, I guarantee, out of every, like, the hundreds of videos of mine you've watched, every single time have I not pressed the record button and said, oh man, still got to make progress here. Got to make progress here. Not good enough in this thing. Not good enough in this thing. Oh, here's the story of how I messed up. I feel that people who think I'm like this, like, super arrogant guy who's people say to me like, oh, you speak with too much conviction. I'm like, no, I actually don't. I really don't. If you literally transcribe the words that I say and listen to the words I say, I don't. I just think it's people who get insecure by a guy who's actually like leveled up in life. Like, if you had experienced the same thing as me, where in 4 years you had transformed this much in just 4 years, whilst everyone else, or whilst 90% of people in COVID did nothing, there was a few percentage of people who got in the best shape of their lives. They made money online, they made friends, they built a business, they did all these things. I was one of those people. So now, of course, I talk with a lot of pleasantness. When I state the facts, like, oh yeah, this is how much money I make, I'm in shape, I can say these things, state the facts, and some people think that's ego and narcissism and arrogance, but it's not. It's like, you can state the facts about yourself. This is my lesson to you. You can state facts about yourself, and anyone who says that's arrogance needs to just shut the fuck up, right? If you've built a good physique, you can say, I've got a good physique. Anyone who says, oh, stop boasting, it's like, no, that's not boasting. Boasting is like saying like, oh yeah, I've got a better physique than Chris Bumstead. I've got like the best physique in the world. I'm so amazing at this. I'm better than you at this. That's boasting. boasting, like just stating the facts is a healthy thing, because it shows that you are seeing the realism of the world. That's a healthy thing. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't let anyone try and like bully you out of that, right? So if you've made progress in life, it's important that you acknowledge that, because then you can clearly see where you're at. And if there's anyone in your life who's always like intimidated, insecure when you're talking about the facts of your life, just realize like these are insecure people who will like drag you down. This is why, like, I noticed, like, no offense to them, but I noticed, like, a large part of my audience from, like, back in the day, I noticed that they were quite, like, still in the sort of insecure child mindset, where after a little while, when I started to just state the facts as I have always done, like, oh man, I always used to be addicted to porn, I used to be addicted to junk food, I had a bad physique. As time goes on, I've got to tell the truth. Oh, I'm not addicted to porn. I've got a great physique. I make great money. It's as soon as I start saying good things about myself, people started attacking me, saying like, oh, this guy's so full of himself. He thinks he's perfect. He thinks he's this. And I'm like, are you so insecure that like by me saying something true about myself that you thought I said that I'm perfect and I have nothing more to improve? Like, surely I'm not the crazy one. Let me know in the comments, right? I'm not the crazy one here, right? Surely it's like, it is like those people who are just weirdly insecure. You must have seen some of those comments where you've seen people say like, oh yeah, Hamza thinks he's perfect. And hopefully you would have been reading that saying like, I don't think he does. Every single video he admits that he needs to make more progress and he's experimenting with something new. I don't think he does think he's perfect. I think he thinks that he needs to make more progress than like everyone else out of here, right? You're probably like anyone I think who actually has been watching with an open mind would say that. But it's just like, it's weird, bro. It's just like, when you are like a pretty confident guy and you do have a good level of like self-esteem, people think it's a bad thing. And you know, the final thing I'll just say before I've got to shoot off is, I think this is just because of how insecure the average person is. That when you have a healthy level of self-esteem, but the average level of self-esteem is so low, people think you're like looking so upwards when actually you're just at a healthy level. But most people are so insecure, don't like their lives, they're very depressed, they're not doing anything to help themselves, they've got some weird liberal weak mindset. So when they are down here and you're up here, they look at you like, oh yeah, he's so full of himself, because they only say bad things about themselves. These are the people who will describe themselves by saying like, yeah, I'm fat, but I'm still a 10. I'm a 10 out of 10. I bring the whole table to the table. Like, oh, you know, what do you bring to the table? Everything. Like, these are those kinds of people. And you can't argue with them, bro. There's no benefit in arguing with them. I'm just saying this to try and defend you from them, because as you level up, like the theme of today's episode was like, you know, leveling up and getting to like these new levels in life and needing to be humble. As you level up, you'll start to get attacked for having the same views, because everyone roots for you when you're at the same level as them. But a lot of people, I'd say about 90% of people, want to tear you down when you're above them. And that's the problem, is like most people just stay at like level 2, level 3 for their entire lives. Most people make a few $1,000s a month in a job that they don't like. Most people need to lose about 10 to 30 pounds before they'd be even slightly deemed attractive. Most people have got like belly pain and headaches because they don't even drink enough water. So most people are at such a low level, which I'm not saying that I'm like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm godly or some shit like that, but it's like, it's just the case the average of humans is so low that when you have a healthy self-image, when you kind of respect yourself and you've gotten to a decent physique and you make, you know, a few $1,000s or something, or you've got a good career or you get good grades or whatever it is, everyone else is going to think that you're this narcissistic asshole who's like full of himself. But it's just that you're like, you've got a good level of self-esteem, you worked hard, you should have like this level of like respect for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You should have respect for yourself if you worked hard and you deserve it, right? You can let me know what you think. I'll check the comments of this video to see if there's like countering opinions. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm like half right. As always, like the truth is always somewhere in the middle. So I'm probably like half right about some of these things, and I probably need a bit of a mindset change for some other things. I know for a fact that I could use more like, I could go more from that sort of speedy ADHD childlike push for success into more of that slow, consistent march towards greatness. That's what I'm going for. Like I want to get rid of this ADHD tendency to like push as fast as possible and really build something which is like 10, 20 years, you know, build myself up and build like an empire rather than just like a big sandcastle, which is like the influencer clout thing. I want to push more into like greatness rather than success, as my friend Sam said on his Instagram story. So we'll leave it there. I'll see you tomorrow.